On August 9th, the University of Denver Institute for the Advancement of the American Legal System and the American Judicature Society hosted a major forum entitled The Politics of Choosing Judges at the National Conference of State Legislatures annual meeting in Boston. The conference was attended by 1,300 legislators from all 50 states, and the Politics of Choosing Judges session was selected as a top 10 forum from among 200 policy presentations. A distinguished panel of experts was assembled to discuss the growing controversy over how America chooses its judges. The issue has been in the news a lot lately as reports of million-dollar campaigns, attack ads, and intense interest group activity in judicial races around the nation become commonplace. New York State Senator John DeFrancisco and Alabama Supreme Court Justice Harold C., both advocates of popular election as the preferred method for choosing judges, were joined by Texas Representative Myra Crownover and Institute for the Advancement of the American Legal System Executive Director Rebecca Love Corliss, who both argued in favor of the appointive process known as merit selection. Dr. Rachel Payne Caulfield, Research Fellow at the American Judicature Society, presented a comprehensive overview of selection methods across the U.S. For many of the legislators in attendance, it was their first exposure to this national debate, and Rebecca Love Corliss provided important context by reminding the audience of the relevance of the courts in American life.
You wouldn't be here this morning if you didn't think that this matters. But let me underscore that for you. In 2005, the National Center for State Courts statistics indicate there were 17 million civil, not criminal, civil cases filed in the state courts around the nation. If we assume just 2 parties per case, that's 34 million people. Almost 1/10 of our population. This matters.
Dr. Caulfield surprised some in the audience with statistics that provided stark evidence of the skyrocketing cost of judicial campaigns nationwide. In 2006, 137 Supreme Court candidates spent $34.4 million, with the average candidate spending $250,000. In 2000, candidates in only 4 states used TV advertising, in contrast to 2006, when candidates in 10 of 11 states used TV ads. That year, the total ad buys in contested races was $16 million. Despite the staggering statistics, both State Senator DeFrancisco and Justice C. asked the audience to consider the impact of money and influence on all selection methods.
Is the evil of increased spending on elections greater than the evil of concentrating the power of one person to ultimately select who's on every court bench in the state?
If it is worth, let's say, $2 million to someone or to some group to have a particular judge on the court in an election, is it not equally worth $2 million to have that person appointed? Or to have that person on the list that comes out of the selection committee? The money doesn't go away.
But Representative Crownover sounded a warning about the chilling effect of judicial elections on potential candidates, citing the experience of her own state last year, in which all 42 trial court judges on the Dallas County ballot were removed in a highly partisan sweep of the bench.
A judge would have to think, this is my career. I've gone to law school. This is what I have chosen to do. Now I'm going to shut down my practice. I'm going to run for the judiciary, and one of these strange sweeps, political sweeps, may come through and totally disrupt my life, the life of my family, and my income, and it is totally beyond my control. Because remember, they didn't pick out the good or the bad or the ugly judges in those 42. They took them all.
Rebecca Love Corliss offered strong support for the benefits of merit selection, citing a recent U.S. Chamber of Commerce survey that reported of the top 10 U.S. state court systems, 8 use merit selection or gubernatorial appointment to choose judges. Of the bottom 10 U.S. state court systems, 7 use elections to choose judges. Despite the differences in their views on the best way to choose judges, there was consensus among the panelists that all Americans should be entitled to a judiciary that is apolitical and follows the law.
We want to make sure that any judicial system inspires public confidence and trust, that citizens honestly feel as though their voice is being heard and they have an opportunity to have a neutral arbiter look at the facts of their case and render a decision.